Thank you. So I wanted to come back up here and talk to you a little bit more about moving forward, going for your gold. It's really easy to take the escalator. It's hard to actually take the stairs. To take the stairs each day and be disciplined enough to practice what you preach and practice your profession, and your leadership skills. I should have put this picture in there. I have a cute little dog. How many dog owners do we have here? Yeah. So my dog's name is Phoebe, and very early on I got Phoebe due to a tragedy. But Phoebe, I got her as a puppy, and not ever owning a dog before, I was taught how to train her from a trainer. And so I taught Phoebe to sit before dinner and breakfast. So Phoebe has to actually sit. And then I have to give the magic word. Now the funny thing is if I forget, Phoebe will actually walk down the hall and give me this look like, did you forget something? And then I say, okay, go ahead. And she'll go and eat dinner. Phoebe's disciplined enough to get the result that she wants. So on your notes, here's a great formula for anything that you want in your life. In order to get the results that you want, you have to have a strategy, and you have to be disciplined enough to carry it out. Strategy plus discipline equals results. That formula works for anything and everything. To improve a relationship, to start a business, to become a gold medalist, to train dogs, to write a book. So you have to raise your bar and expect more of yourself than anybody else does. That's what leaders do. And when you expect more of yourself, and with that improvement, each and every day you get better and better. I have a really cute story. How many people here play golf? How many people here play golf well? Okay, at the end of the story, you're going to want to play golf with me. Now I'm going to try and do this math in my head really quick. So it's about improving each and every day, and this is a great example. If I just decide to hey, I'll play golf with you, and for the first hole, 10 cents. Not very much money, huh? It's like, who cares? Who wants to play golf with me? Yeah, nobody. Okay, but for each hole, I'm going to double it. So the second hole becomes 20 cents. The third hole becomes... What hole are we up to? Let me tell you what the 18th hole is worth. It's over $13,000. Yeah, some of you guys are going to go home and do the math now. That's what it is. It's compound interest, essentially. At one point, whenever you learn a new skill, it's hard. You have to mentally think about, all right, I have to pick up the phone, I have to call that person, I have to say, hi, how are you? Or I have to get myself to the gym, make sure my gym bag is ready. I mean, it's like you mentally think about this, and the next day, and the next day. But there comes a point where it actually goes flatline and it skyrockets up. It becomes your habit. It's easy. And as leaders, we expect more of ourselves than anybody else. You're the role model, remember? So when I work with executives and different companies, I also tell them, to reflect. Reflect on each day. Reflect on your meetings. People ask me, what's your best speech? And I always say, it's my next one. Because me and my assistant will think about what happened today. We reflect on it. What did we do well? What could we have done differently? What were we missing? You do that for each and every event in your life. What didn't go so well? What didn't you say right? And practice what would I have said if I could do it again? Because I guarantee you, when that opportunity arises, you will have the right words. You'll do the right thing. So as leaders, you've got to draw a line in the sand. Here's what's right. Here's what's wrong. Here's what's acceptable. and here's what I need to do, because I need to be that role model. If you want to go for the gold, guess what? You can't keep sitting on the couch, can you? The couch is on one side of that line, and on the other side is whatever your goal is. Which side of the line do you want to be on? You make that decision, you just step over it. It's like a one-way street. You step over it, and there's no looking back. This is how I've made a lot of decisions in my life. You know, and Destiny was talking about her parents. And my parents aren't like this. My father's an engineer. I think I already shared that with you. My mother is sort of afraid of people. So what am I doing up here? And it was when I was in healthcare, again, somebody else planted a seed in me. It was something that I said to a patient. And he said to me, you know, you'd probably really like the book, The Magic of Thinking Big. Again, I was 22 years old. I wrote it down, and I said, I'll go get that tonight. And off to Barnes & Noble I went. I still have that book, but that book had a profound impact. But it's about drawing that line in the sand. What are you going to change? What will you change today? Where are you maybe only giving 80% of your effort? Where are you only giving 90%? What areas of your life do you actually give 100%? Where are you training? Because you don't have to be an athlete to train. We go to work and we do our professions, we train there as well as in the gym. Training just means you're getting better, practicing to keep getting better. I recently heard of Alice Stewart, and I just had to share her with you. Does anybody in this room know who Alice Stewart is? I didn't think so. However, she has affected every one of our lives, and she did pass away in 2002. Alice was very much ahead of her time. She was a physician that was in England, and a very unusual woman as she became a physician, got married, had children, and still went back to work. And that was very unusual for that time. Alice was very interested in this new and up-and-coming field called epidemiology, which for anybody who doesn't know what that is, it's the study of disease patterns. Why do certain diseases happen? What's the pattern? What's the clues? And she decided to study cancer in children. Rather controversial. But what she noticed was, you know, it's not uncommon today, but children got sick who were in lower classes, but they didn't get cancer. Children of affluent families were getting cancer. She wanted to know why. They gave her £1,000 to do her research, so all she could do with that £1,000 was to have a survey. And she surveyed the mothers because she instinctively knew they knew something. There was something they forgot to tell the doctor. Come to find out, those women of affluent families got x-rays. Something we don't do today. They x-rayed the babies. This is what was causing the cancer. So here she is, she's going up against the entire medical field. She drew a line in the sand. Here's what's acceptable, here's what's unacceptable, and x-rays for pregnant women is unacceptable. She proved it. She has affected every single one of us here in this room. That was her ripple effect. One woman made a difference. And I tell you that because all of you can make a difference as well. You got to draw your line in the sand and decide where you're going to make a change. Who are you going to influence? It doesn't have to be as big as going up against the whole medical field. But look at the ripple effect that she had. Somebody once said to me, success is never owned, it's rented, and the rent is due every single day. Who goes to the gym once? Who has one salad and says, hey, I'm healthy? I wish it was that easy. I've been a gym rat since I was 16. But again, it's that plateau. I did it every single day. Now it's a habit. And I don't know if I should call it a habit, but it's more like a part of my life. But my health, our health, the rent is due every single day. If we don't pay the rent every single day, trust me, you're going to pay for it with interest. Whether it's your health, financially, your careers, or even your relationships. Whether those relationships are with your significant other, your parents, your children. Every day we have to work on this stuff. And somebody once said to me that, but what about those stone walls? What about those walls that we run into when we're trying to achieve our goals? Anybody ever run into a stone wall? Nobody? Yeah. Those stone walls are only there to see how bad you want it. That's all. Those stone walls just separate the girls from the women and the boys from the men. How badly do you want that goal? That's all that stone wall is there. So how bad do you want some of your goals? Are you running up against a stone wall right now? Who do you need to talk to get around that stone wall? Whose help do you need? Maybe you just need more information. Maybe you just need to train a little bit harder. Or maybe it's time to be really honest with yourself. Because the hardest person to be honest with is ourselves. So we are going to fall down once in a while. That's okay. You just get right back up and you just dust yourself off. I'm sure Kayla's got lots of stories about how many times she's fallen down. And as a matter of fact, we all have our own story. We've all fallen down. And as I said earlier, it's through those trips of falling down and picking yourself back up that we become stronger and are able to conquer the next task, conquer the next challenge that comes into our life. We get stronger. We don't get weaker. I don't think any woman that's in this room is getting weaker because you're not the type of person to show up here. Only a certain type of person shows up to these conferences, and that is people who want to better themselves. So actually, I would like to give you a round of applause. But what happens on those days when I just don't feel like I'm up to it? Somebody came up to me during the break and asked me that. And I thought, I already have a slide for that. Can you see that okay? When I was here last week, I was writing messages in the sand to take pictures for today. So that actually says Rethink Leadership and the waves are coming in. You know those days when you just don't feel, I'm just not at my best, my energy's just not here, I didn't sleep well, I don't feel good. There are days that we all have those bad days, but you know what? Thank God the waves come in and wipe everything away. And I get to start all over again. Whether that's right here, right now, or tomorrow. The next time I have a meeting, because that meeting I just didn't run very well. I'm going to speak more eloquently and gently to my staff. Thank goodness for the waves, because you can try it all over again. And that's the thing, you want to keep pursuing. Don't wait for perfection. Just keep pursuing and getting better each and every day. Who's committed to getting better every day? Who wants to play golf with me? You guys have been fabulous today.